This is America.
I'm letting for the fun things we could do in the summer haze.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wanna hold you when I'm not supposed to. So why don't you just meet me in the middle? Sometimes I just wanna be
Nice for what?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. So today I'm just going to be doing a basic easy look that you can wear anywhere, and I'm also going to be talking about distractions and how it's been affecting my life and how it might be affecting yours without you even realizing it, because honestly I didn't even realize half of this stuff was actual distractions. I'm over here thinking that distractions are partying or drinking or drugs or even like your phone and doom scrolling and television, but there's also other distractions too that seem healthy but aren't really the healthiest because they're not coming from necessarily genuine places, or they start off coming from genuine places and then you overdo it and you realize that it's not, and it's just becoming more out of habit versus with true intentions. Not even negative intentions, just intentionally. So I've realized that I've been distracting myself with not really work, but with other people. I've been distracting myself trying to just help people, friends, strangers, just focusing more on my relationships in my life and even my friendships versus myself, and putting things on the back burner so much that I have to actually fit in and schedule like an appointment with myself for me time. And then by the time I get to that point, I end up feeling resentful towards myself or these other people that don't even realize it, because I'm the one that's doing this to myself. So just because it might seem like a kind thing that somebody is doing, if it's repetitive to the point where they are so burnt out, it's just not healthy. It's great to do kind things, and just because someone does something kind for you, it doesn't mean that it is necessarily bad intentions or a distraction. But if you're going so over the top and giving everything you have and nothing for yourself, you're actually abandoning yourself. And then in the end, it's actually not helpful to yourself, but more importantly, it's really not helpful to the people around you that you're even trying to be helpful to. So in one way, you can be helpful by actually taking care of yourself. And it's a really hard concept for most people, I think, especially women, because we tend to put everybody above ourselves and think the more that we do and the more we give and the more we push ourselves, the better of a person we are. But really, there's nothing left of us at that point, or there's not much. And what's there is running on fumes, and you can get easily angered and easily triggered. And it's just really not a healthy lifestyle to embed in yourself, or to even teach your kids if you do have kids, because they're watching you. And it is good to give to them, of course, and always put them first, especially when it comes to health and safety stuff. But they need to know how to have their own coping skills too after you teach them these things. And it's okay for them to be bored sometimes, and you don't always have to entertain them like a clown 24/7. It's their jobs to learn themselves as well, and for you to be there for them and support them. Before I feel like I would even use makeup as a distraction, and now it's more of like a privilege and an honor to be able to do. I barely wear makeup now, and I used to use that as a huge, huge distraction in my life. I would use self-care and overconsumption and that type of whole train as something to take away from what was actually going on inside. So I guess right here, I'm actually not even distracting myself. I'm intentionally doing this because I'm actually, taking my time. I'm blending stuff out. I'm actually, uploading a video. I'm making this purposeful. So this time, it wasn't that way. And I want everything that I do in my life to have more intention behind it. I noticed that after I do distract myself, I end up feeling almost more empty than before. And we're trying to do these things to fill ourselves, but in reality, they don't really fill us for longer than a temporary moment, however long that is. It depends on the situation and person and what it is. But, a kind act can end up filling you up more, of course. But if you do it with intention, that's the only way it's going to fill you up. And it's a privilege to be able to help somebody else out. So instead of just doing it to do it, really think about who you're doing it for. Why am I doing this? Does it make sense for me to do this? Can I do this comfortably without feeling any type of way afterwards? That's negative, because you should be able to fill your own cup as well as other people's, but you can't give from an empty cup, which I'm sure all of you have heard before, but it really is true. And also, you can only help people so much as they want to be helped as well. And you have to see what other people's intentions are as well, not just your own, but other people's. If you're feeling that you're being used, drained, taken advantage of, then boundaries are very necessary. Boundaries towards other people, even boundaries towards yourself. Like, okay, I've been scrolling on my phone now for about an hour. What is this serving me? What is this actually doing for me? And how am I going to feel afterwards? So even if you do it, like, it's totally fine sometimes, but the repetitiveness of it and how often it's happening, I think that's really what I'm trying to talk about too, and finding a balance with everything. Because it's not necessarily a bad or negative thing to even distract yourself, but it depends what it actually is and how much it's happening, and making, like I said, it a lifestyle. It's just not, it's not a fulfilling lifestyle. Eventually you run out of energy, and energy doesn't die, but you also want to have that energy be good energy within yourself. And really the only way to do that is to find your purpose and focus on yourself sometimes, and realize that it's not selfish and that it's okay. And saying no to things is not a bad thing, and you have to use your discernment and listen to your intuition and build up trust within yourself, so then you're able to do things in an intentional way. And I think really that's the only way that we're able to do these things. But that's just my little rant for the day, and I hope you enjoyed this video and look, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and thank you for even clicking on the video. Bye.